What are your thoughts?
And Lynn, I don't want to mistake intent. However, the way that I'm receiving what you're saying makes perfect sense to me. I would lay out public forum in the very beginning of this process so that people have input. Then there's going to be a tapering off of those sessions because we're going to be heavily in session and writing. And then to Ernie's point, you come back to public forums because you'll have something to show them on which they can speak. Or speak to. But I think the danger in not having those initial public forums is that you fall into this perception that we've done this in secrecy, where you didn't have input until we've actually created something, whereby the other way that you're suggesting gives us the ability and gives the citizenry the ability to have input as we go through the writing of a document as opposed to input once it's written.
I'm talking about an outline.
Which is what I thought we talked about the last time we met, which was we needed to create the marketing side of it through the cable spots as well as the newspaper as to what the charge was, what the timeline is, that type of stuff, which I think feeds into the first public process without going into specifics. Right? Then we gathered elected officials' comments, then we gather public comments, and we start really writing into it. And then at that point in time, we go back out with a draft document or whatever for groups, businesses, leaders,
Whoever.
HOAs, whatever, to respond on. But I thought we were going to try to get a couple members in front at the, and I don't know the name of that show, but on the cable and stuff to explain.
You just can't have a public forum and say, okay, we're the charter board, it's open to the public. You just can't say that.
Why?
You gotta give somebody
Why not?
something, huh?
Why not? Why do you have to present something? That feeds into that whole process of this is a done deal.
No, it doesn't.
Absolutely, I respectfully disagree with you. It absolutely does.
Absolutely. And I didn't mean it that way. Of course you have your opinion. But my opinion is that it doesn't do that. I mean, for us to list some key items like you were talking about, I don't think that list you recited is all inclusive. On some of the key issues that we're talking about, I don't see any problem of writing up and then getting public comment on those things. I don't think that's any indication that it's a done deal.
I don't disagree with that. What I'm saying to you is when what that something looks like, to me, if we walked out September, October, November, and we had a draft anything, I'm questioning the transparency of process.
If we have a
draft anything, a draft document, I'm sorry. If we have a draft document.
This is the charter, this is who's on it, this is how long.
If we had a draft charter, because that's what I heard, we should have some document. If we had that document, I think that's dangerous. I think that's dangerous.
Nobody said, I don't think anybody's saying that.
But that's what Ernie said.
That's
Exactly. We've done 100 times more of what we've done, and that does not address the issue, which is apathy. We can't make people pay attention and want to be involved in what's happening in government. And I think that is, that's the elephant in the room in many cases with respect to this discussion. When you hear a friend say that we don't advertise or we haven't advertised enough, what have you, the vast majority of people just aren't paying attention, and I don't know how we as a board, or any board for that matter, would address that issue. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be the minority opinion on that.
But 20 people out of 150 or 60,000,
Well, I agree with you, but obviously, I'm sure you agree that shouldn't stop us from going through the process of reaching out as much as we can.
You know what I'm saying? I think I wouldn't take away. Could we have done better?
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's room for improvement. Would that doing better, to whatever degree it had been done better, have impacted the level of participation of generally an apathetic group of people? I suspect not.
But remember, after the primary, the end of June, I think